Hey, what is up everyone? And what I'm going to do is show you a case study on how I bought and flipped a surplus stock inventory of some dog products at 95% off retail price. Yes, 95% off the retail price. That made me £4,300 clear profit, all without holding any inventory, without seeing any inventory, and without using any of my own money. So this particular case study is quite a large stock, but the methods that I'm teaching can be used in smaller lots as well. So if you're looking for smaller lots of surplus inventory, this method that I'm teaching can be implemented exactly the same. So it doesn't matter what size surplus inventory deal you want to buy and flip. This method will work exactly the same. And this is what I teach in my coaching programs. And so I want to show you this case study on, right from the start, how I found the stock inventory and the process of actually what I did from when I got offered that inventory all the way through right to the end, where I actually found a buyer for that inventory and confirmed a deal and completed a deal. So these are the kind of deals that you guys can learn to do as well yourselves. This is what I'm teaching you guys from my 28 years experience in this surplus inventory business. And so what I'm going to show you today is what you can implement. Don't think that you can't do this, guys. This method, what I'm teaching here in this case study, is what you can actually take action with yourself and implement yourselves. And this is what I go into great detail in my coaching programs. So basically what I did was I got offered a surplus inventory of some dog products. Okay, the dog products were dog leads, leashes, and dog collars, and dog shampoos as well. Yeah, crazy. And so how I found this inventory was basically through what I teach in my coaching programs, where I build a list of contacts that are aimed at specific product categories. Okay, so what I did was I built a list of companies who deal in dog products, or well, pet products. So any company that deals in pet related products. So these types of companies could be manufacturers, they could be importers, they could be distributors, they could be wholesalers, they could be a retailer or online retailer, but all specific to pet related products. Does that make sense? So I built a list of contacts of companies that sell pet related products. That's the first thing I did. Okay, then what I did next was I emailed them. I emailed them all a letter explaining who I was and that I was looking for some surplus inventory of any clearance or surplus stocks that they've got that they want to clear right now. So I was basically saying, look, I'm in the market to buy some surplus inventory from you right now. What have you got at the moment you can offer me? Okay, so I sent them these emails and I just sat back and waited. Okay, so several days later I got one or two offers through. I got several offers through. Some of them were not really for me. One jumped out at me that I like the look of. This specific deal here that jumped out at me. So I'm going to jump over to the actual inventory list that I was sent. Basically, this surplus inventory that I was offered of dog leads, in the US you say leashes, dog leashes, and dog collars, and some dog shampoos. So there was a lot of stock inventory. It was quite a big stock, and the total retail value was £188,000. Okay, a big retail value. And they asked me for to make them an offer on this stock. Okay, they asked me to make them an offer. So basically, at that point, I said to them, well, look, I'm very interested. I'd love to try and do a deal with you on this inventory. But please, can you give me an indication? Please, can you give me an indication on what you would want for that stock? So I was thinking, you know, I'm wondering what they want for this stock. You know, do they want like 20, 30, 40,000 pounds for this stock? I had no idea at this stage what they wanted for this stock. And so they came back and they wanted 10% of the retail price. So 10% of the retail price is £18,856. Okay, that's 10% of the total retail value. You can look at it another way and say they wanted 90% off the retail value, which is the same as 10% of the retail price. Does that make sense? I'm just gonna jump over to the actual inventory list that I was offered. So basically, here we go. There was a load of dog collars and dog leads, 28,750 units of dog collars and dog leads, retailing at £172,000. They varied in retail prices, did these leads, from £4.80 right up to £11.95. And then there was a small stock of some dog shampoos as well. 500 millilitre dog shampoos. Again, quite an expensive product, retailing at £7.10. And that came to a retail value of £16,000. So the total overall retail price was £188,000. We're going to just jump back now into here. So we've got the total retail value of £188,000. They've come back to me with an indication price that they want for that inventory of 10% of the retail price. Now you're probably thinking, well, that's quite cheap. For the surplus inventory industry, that's quite a good price for a supplier to come to negotiating starting point. That's a very good starting point, 10% of retail. What I did was at that stage, without even studying, you know, without even thinking about anything at this point, I just replied back and said to them, look, I'm very interested, but how negotiable are you on that price? How negotiable are you? I asked, that's the question I asked. How negotiable are you on that price? I don't think I can pay 10% of the retail price. It's going to be worth to me somewhere under 10% of the retail price. So I sent them this email and I explained, you know, it's not for me at 10%. I'm very interested. It's going to be worth somewhere under 10% of the retail price. How negotiable are you? And so they replied back and they said, look, we've given you a guide price. We're giving you an asking price that we want. You come back to us now with a price. You come back to us with an offer. So what happens at this specific point of doing the deal? So in this case study, what I'm going to show you is what I do at this point when they say to me, you come back with a price. What I'm actually going to be doing at this point is I'm going to be saying to them, look, I will make you a firm offer, but I need to inspect some samples. So what we're going to do is we're going to ask for some samples. A lot of the reason for doing this is just to hold them off for a few days, okay? To hold them off for a few days. Although I still want to look at the samples, I do know what a dog lead looks like and a dog collar. I know what they look like, and they'd also obviously sent me photos, by the way, which I forgot to mention. They actually sent me good photos of all the products as well that I could see properly. But I said, look, send me samples and I will inspect the samples closer. So what I'm going to be doing at this point is, while I'm waiting for the samples, I am going to offer that stock inventory out to my buyers list, okay? I'm going to be emailing my buyer's list, this list of inventory that I've been offered, and I want to start creating some interest in that stock inventory. So all the while this is happening, I'm not holding any inventory. I'm not seeing any inventory. So what I'm doing is I'm just starting to create some interest. I want to find a buyer for that inventory, okay, while I'm waiting for samples. And what I'm doing is I'm emailing that out to my specific buyers list. Now what I mean by that is I have a specific buyers list that are specifically looking for pet related products. I'll say that again. I'm going to email that offer out to my buyer list who are specifically interested in pet related products. So how do I have this list? Well, that's something that I teach in my coaching program. I teach you how to go and find specific buyers related to specific product categories who are looking for that type of inventory. Okay, that's what I deep dive into in my coaching program. And this is the trick. So when you've been offered some inventory, you know exactly who you can offer that inventory to. And you know that they are actually looking for that type of inventory, these buyers. Okay, you know that they're looking for that inventory that you've been offered. You know that they're looking for pet related products or whatever category. Okay, this specific category is pet related products. So I know when I email that list of dog leads and collars and dog shampoo to this list, they are actively looking for pet related products. They're looking for dog, cat, whatever pet related products. So I'm halfway there already. They're going to be half interested even before I've even sent them this offer through. So I've emailed this offer through to them and I'm just going to sit back for 24 hours and I'm going to wait and see. I'm going to wait to get a reaction from my list of potential buyers. The day after I've sent the email out, I will start to get a little bit of interest, okay? I'll get a few little bites, what I call bites, okay? It's like fishing, where you're fishing for a bite. I had one specific buyer who seemed very, very interested. So what happened was, going back to the offer, I sent them the offer, but knowing that I could buy it, knowing that the supplier was negotiable, I knew that I would be able to buy it somewhere under 10% of the retail price. So I offered this stock inventory out at 10% of the retail price, to sell that stock at 10% of the retail price, because I knew that I could potentially buy that at somewhere under 10% of the retail price, because I've already qualified that by asking the supplier. Okay, so I know the supplier is waiting for an offer from me, and they know it's going to be somewhere under 10% of the retail price. So I've offered this stock inventory out to my list of buyers at 10% of the retail price, £18,856. That's the price I am asking for this inventory, okay, from my list of buyers. So I had one very interested buyer who said, look, I am interested, but I will need to see samples. Now, sometimes you might get an offer and they don't need to see samples. But as it happens, I knew I had samples on the way. So I said, okay, that's fine. I will post you samples on. And so what happened was, at this stage, I got my samples. I did a parcel delivery to my customer, who was actually in another country, by the way. They got the samples and they made me an offer. They made me an offer. Now, remember I said I've offered this inventory out at 10% of the retail price, £18,856. So my buyer has got the samples, they've gone through the list, and they've actually evaluated each product and put prices next to each product. So I've had to total up all these prices on all these dog leads, dog collars, dog shampoos, and their offer came to around £14,400. Obviously, that is now, their offer is now under that 10% of retail. So now I'm in a bit of a situation here, because my supplier knows that I'm going to be making an offer somewhere under 10% of the retail price, but they were initially asking me for £18,856. I know that I can sell it for £14,400, which is quite a bit under the 10% of the retail price. So what do I do at this point? What I need to do is I need to have a think. What am I going to go in with? What price should I go in with? You know, I have to be very careful here, because I don't want to put them off, and I want to try and get a deal here, because I know I can sell this for £14,400. What I did was I asked them the question: has this inventory been offered to anyone else? Okay, I do ask that question, because sometimes you find that the stock inventory, you might not be the only one that has been offered that inventory. Okay, so I asked the question: has it been offered to anyone else, and have you had any offer prices back from anyone else? And so they said to me, yes, we did offer it out to a few other companies, but they only want to buy some of the stock. They don't want to buy all of the stock, which that was quite a good result for me, knowing that situation. The other companies were interested, but they weren't prepared to make an offer for the whole lot. So I was in quite a strong position, because I know this company preferred to sell all this inventory all in one go, you know, rather than selling it in a smaller lot. So I thought, okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to offer a low price. I'm going to start low. I'm going to start low here. Okay, I'm going to start a low price. I'm going to start a low price here. And the reason why I'm going to go in low is because, number one, I know that I'm the only one making an offer to buy the whole lot, whereas these other companies weren't offering to buy the whole lot. So whatever I offer, I'm offering to take the whole lot. So, you know, it could be tempting for them to say yes. But also I'm offering a low price to allow me to actually go up a little bit in price if I need to. Okay, so I'm going to start lower, because I'm probably going to be expecting to actually pay a little bit more for that stock. Okay, so what I decided to do, I thought I'd just go in with a round figure. Okay, I'm going to go in with a big round figure and see what reaction I get. I'm going to throw a figure at them and see what reaction I get. And here's the number that I threw at them. So I offered them £10,000, a straight £10,000, which is around about 95% off retail price. It's a fraction under. Okay, it's about 94.7 or something of the retail price. So I thought, right, okay, I know I can get £14,400 for this stock. I don't really want to be offering under £10,000, because then we're going into a 4-figure number. I thought I still want to offer them a 5-figure number, okay, to tempt them. But it's still, you know, it's still a price where I can still go up if I need to and still make some money, okay? So I offered them £10,000, and then I sat back and waited for a reaction. And so I waited, and I waited, and I waited. I waited all day. I waited the whole day, and, you know, I thought, okay, I'm going to just send her a mail here, because, you know, I want an answer today. I want an answer today. I don't want to wait till tomorrow for an answer. I want an answer today, okay? I want to try and get this agreed. So I phoned her up and I said, look, are you ready to do a deal at £10,000? Send me an invoice. And she said, well, to be honest, I can't get to £10,000. And I thought, right, okay. So they're not going to accept £10,000. And so my next question was another great question to ask when you've made an offer to a company. How near to my offer can you get? I'll say that again. How near to my offer price can you get? So what I'm actually saying here is I'm still putting that number in her head of £10,000, and I'm not just saying, okay, you can't get to 10,000. What price can you go to? I'm not saying that. I'm putting the words how near in her head. I'm putting the words how near to my £10,000 offer can you get? And what happened was she came back half an hour later and she said, we will agree £10,700. Can you agree this? And I got my calculator out and I typed in £14,400, which is the price my buyer has offered me, minus £10,700. £10,700. So 14,400 from the buyer minus my buying price, £3,700. That is my profit on the deal. But hold on a minute, guys, because I'm not finished here. So I want to try and make a bit more on this deal. I'm not going to push my seller anymore, okay? I'm not going to try and push them down anymore. You know, I've offered them 10,000 and they've come back and said we'll agree 10,700. It's still a really great price. You know, it's a real low percentage of the retail price. I know I can get 14,400, but that's my first offer that I've had from my buyer. Okay, that's just their first offer. That doesn't mean to say I can't get a little bit more from my buyer to get this deal across the line. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to jump across to my buyer. I'm going to say, okay, look, thanks for the offer of £14,400. It's just a little bit low. And, you know, to make this deal workable, I need £15,000. To get this deal over the line and agreed, I want £15,000, okay? You're still paying way under 10% of the retail price. You know, you're still paying, I was wanting £18,856 and I've come down to 15,000. So it's a big drop. Can you agree 15,000 to get this over the line? So now we've got the buying price of 10,700, which I went through in detail with you. So I've now got my buyer up to £15,000 on this deal. They know they've still got a great deal. And so that turns me a profit of £4,300 on one deal. And this is without holding that inventory. And it's without seeing that inventory. And it's without using any of my own money, guys. How I do all my deals, how I buy and flip bulk inventory, and how you can too. And this is the formula that I use when I'm doing business, buying and flipping surplus inventory in bulk. I never hold any inventory, I never see any inventory, and I never use any of my own money. So all you have to do, guys, if you want to learn those 3 secret methods, you can get onto my free online training class where I go through these 3 secret methods in detail, guys. But these are the sort of deals that you can be doing yourselves. This is real, guys. This is a real business where you can go out and find surplus inventory and flip that on to specific buyers looking for that type of inventory and make your profit on the deal. And you don't need any warehousing. You don't need to be paying any storage costs. You don't need to be going out traveling to see and inspect any inventory. And you don't need to use a cent or penny or euro of your own money. Okay, and this is the case study that you can follow and implement yourself. So if you want to get involved in this business, if you want to make money like this deal that I've just showed you, if you want to buy and flip without ever holding any inventory or seeing any inventory, and best of all, without actually using any of your own money, get on my free 30-minute strategy call and let's see if you're a good fit for us and we're a good fit for you in our coaching program, where you will deep dive and learn how to start and grow your own surplus inventory business using these 3 secret methods. Click on the link below and let's get on a call.